Hi guys, welcome back to Memories with the Fam, part 2. Part 2. All right, guys, so we were telling you guys about how we met, and we started talking about how he asked me to go on a trip with him to his bowling tournament. This guy's a great bowler, by the way.
No.
Yes, he is.
No.
Yes, what's your average? And don't lie.
I don't know. 212, I guess.
Oh, yes, you're such a liar.
Two something, 218 somewhere around there.
Anyways, he asked me to go with him to the bowling tournament or whatever, and I was like, I don't want to go, and I was like really scared because it was the snow, and we were gonna be traveling in the snow, and I was like, I don't want to go. I was just afraid. Anyways, I ended up going with him. And it was really snowy and icy. We ended up sliding on the freaking road. We slid on the highway, and the car flipped around to the other side where the cars were coming towards us. And I remember just being like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. I was so scared. And he got us out of it. He ended up turning the car around, and this big old semi was coming at us, and they were like, and I was like, we had hit the wall. We hit the wall, and I hit my shoulder, and I was like so scared. After that, we got off the road, and I was like, pull off the road. Just pull off the road.
Yeah, we took just a minute.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even want to go anymore because I was so scared. And then his uncle was in the back, and his uncle told us, you have to get back on the road because if you don't get back on, you're going to be scared and you're not going to want to do it. So he forced us back on the road, and I was like really upset. I was so upset. But we got back on the road, and I was like really happy when we got there because we had a nice room and we had time to ourselves. We got to relax for a little bit.
And it was weird because like that storm was only at that point when we left at nighttime because we decided to leave at night. And the daytime was like clear, like beautiful.
The next day it was all sun shining.
It was
no
crazy.
Snow. Like it was crazy.
And it was warm. It was nuts because it was. Keep in mind, guys, the time frame here where we live. It was April. So it was like a couple days before May and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, so it was nice, and we did the bowling tournament. We had a good time, and we played cards with his friends, and you know all that other stuff. And we had a really good time. We went out to eat, and it was awesome. And
one of the things I have to say though about you is that the reason why I really was attracted to you was because you made me laugh. So in that same scenario where we were at, we were in the room, and I'm like, what are we gonna eat? And so we're like, I don't know. We were driving around, whatever. And
I was like, we'll just settle
and
for
I was
Little
like,
Caesars.
I was like, okay. I was like, yeah. I was like, what do you want to eat? So we're looking around the hotel where we're gonna eat. We seen the Little Caesars, so we're like, cool. We're gonna go ahead and do that, right? So the next morning, I had the second day of the tournament that I had a bowl in. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get in the shower real quick and get ready for the day and this and that. And I was like...
And when he got in the shower, I was like, I'm going to freaking eat because I'm starving because I didn't
remember,
eat in front of him.
Yeah, she didn't want to eat. We were still at that phase where she didn't want to eat with me.
Like, so he's like, want to take a shower with me? And I was like, no. Because I already knew, like, I'm going to eat food. So you go take a shower. I'm going to eat the food. You know what I mean? I was like so excited. So anyways, he jumps in the shower and there's no paper plates to eat the pizza. So I'm like, I really need a plate because it's greasy. So I tore a piece of the pizza box off and I used it for my plate. And then he gets out of the shower and he's like, what happened to the box? I was like, we got robbed and all they took was the box.
And that's when, like, making stuff like that, I was laughing.
Yeah.
Because you hear her say that, and then you have like SpongeBob in the background because he was on the TV.
I was watching SpongeBob.
And it was funny.
It was funny.
It was great.
Yeah. But we had a good time, and then we ended up coming back home, and you know, we started feeling a little bit closer to each other the more that we hung out. Like we hung out like a lot, like because we lived 2 blocks from each other. So
endless, yeah.
So we started being around each other a lot. And I just felt like it was kind of time to just move to the next step with him. And I was just like, one day we were in the car and we were having a deep conversation about each other. And I just ended up saying, we should just get married. And he was like, let's do it. And I was like, what? Like, I was shocked because I didn't think he was going to be like, let's do it. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, why not? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So then we ended up getting engaged, and then we told everybody, and then he proposed to me in front of my mom, and it was just freaking awesome.
It was, and then actually, because before that, right? We actually, I moved in to her apartment, so like some things that we just could not deny, and like I said, our relationship is all based off of really really funny moments. I mean, because like for example, before that time frame happened, I mean, we would be her apartment was big, but like some spots in it was small. The kitchen was really really small.
Yeah.
So when I was like helping her cook, because she loves to cook all the time, and I was like, yes, because I was like, I only weighed 100 pounds, so go
He
figure.
was like 30 pounds.
And and so you know, when we used to cook, like I mean, my God, like you know,
No,
like,
we were both really
because
skinny then.
It was cool because like I mean, we would like get close and like and we would get close and like you know, I mean,
He used to say your
just so-
kitchen was so small because like I would be cooking and he would be washing the dishes and we'd be like rubbing butts together because the kitchen was like this small. And he's all ooh, and I'm like, shut up. Ooh. He used to crack me up all the time. He would like sing little funny things to me, like just song lyrics. He would just bust out and be like, ooh, baby, I love. And I'm like, shut up. Like, I would push him away and be like, stop. Because he was so funny. But he used to always just sing to me and make me laugh all the time. And I think that's like why we fell in love with each other. Because we just would laugh so much together.
And then like again, fast forwarding to the part of it was we were just driving around and she was like, yeah, I think we should get married. And I'm like, yeah. Because I kind of had like, keep in mind we're fast forwarding a little bit, but we had been dating for about a year, and so I kind of already had it planned. I just love that, you know, this is just because who she is. She's always on top of everything, and I love it because I like, you know, even then, like sometimes she gets mad at me sometimes, right? Because we are married. But what I'm saying is she gets mad at me sometimes because she's like, why don't you just like take control of like a situation? And I'm like, wait a minute, time out. We've been married for this many years and you are the one to be like coordinator, and I love it. And so you know, it's kind of just goes back to that. But to the story, she, you know, did that, and I'm like, yeah, because like again, I had it already you know, in my mind that I was gonna do that.
I'm just a person, I'm spontaneous. I love to be spontaneous. I don't like to plan out things. Like, I don't like to be like, okay, Tuesday, I have an appointment. Like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I like to wake up, and if I'm feeling that energy that day, I'm like, let's do this. Like, I'm just so spontaneous, and I love being like that, and that's what I did. But then I felt so sad when he was like, I was gonna propose to you on, was it Christmas or Valentine's Day?
No, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, and I was so depressed after that because I was like, man, like I really would have loved that. Like I was so sad. I was like, you should have just been like, no, I don't want to get married right now, and then kept it a secret. And then he was like, oh no, he was like, that would have ruined the relationship.
Yeah, I know.
So I was like, oh man. So we didn't do that, but we ended up getting married after like a year of being together, which was crazy, but I mean, it lasted and it's still going, so it's freaking awesome.
It is. It's very like, it's very awarding to myself and her, and not only just because we owe it to our children, but I mean, we were just having a conversation tonight. As a matter of fact, it's weird that we're doing this video, but we had a conversation a little bit tonight talking about relationships, and my mother was here. You know, we were kind of talking about that, and just, you know, what kind of makes you know, my wife kind of tick, and stuff like that. And it was just, we were having a deep conversation. We're like, you know, she told me, she's like, I don't feel like we were really in love with each other.
I think we loved each other.
I feel like we love each other.
No, I think we loved each other, but I don't think we were madly, deeply in love with each other when we got married.
Well, like we are now.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, I mean, I really, like, you know, I love her. I mean, I love her, you know, our love grows for each other all the time. But, I was just like, it was like that for me. I really,
Yeah,
I
just
really
me. I
love
have a
it.
hard time trusting people, and I think that's what it was. It just took time to grow. And like, I trusted him enough to love me, and I loved him, which was enough to get married. But afterwards, I needed it. I needed to like just keep growing with each other, and which it did. So now it's like I have no regrets. Like, I would do it again, like in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like, I would do it
too.
again.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too, because like, I mean, there's some things like when you get into a relationship, marriage, it's like you go through these things, like you just go through them, and they just happen to be like, hey, this is what happened. So I would go back for it because, one, I love you, a whole lot, and I would take that love all the way back and love you more. But then some of the things that like we would go through, probably we wouldn't have went through, because just being, mature and everything like
Yeah,
that.
I think back then we wouldn't have made it like at all because we were two totally different people.
So, yeah.
Like,
I don't know how you put up with me
yeah.
for so long.
No, now I'm like more mature and I know what I want in my life, and that's why we make it together. But I mean, when I was younger, I was just careless. So now that I'm older, like, it's better because now I know what I want. He knows what he wants, and that's why we build the relationship together, like every day. It's not easy. Marriage is not easy, but I mean, if you're willing to work at it, both of you, then you're gonna make it. Trust me.
Oh yeah, and then it's kind of nice. Like I mean, we would even it was like going back to the whole kind of trip a little bit. The first trip that we took.
Yeah.
When people would see
Esperanza.
us,
Go ahead.
when people would see us, they would say, wow, you guys, look so happy, and we had just been like just starting out, but we go out anywhere, we go out everywhere, and we get that all the time. Like, people are like, oh, Michael and Jessica look like they've just been so happy and this and that, and yeah, we are, and that's what the thing about friends, because like, she's my best friend in the whole wide world, and that's the reason why our relationship works so well. But you go through those kind of things and learn how to go together. Yeah, exactly. You're my best friend.
It's because my teeth are white.
That is true. Yeah.
I'm just playing.
But you go through those kind of things, and then it's how much you really learn from someone, right? I've learned a lot from her.
I think we learn a lot from each other, like, every day. So
yeah, we've had a crazy childhood growing up. She's had more of a crazy childhood than me, but at the same time, like, we kind of just help in that regard and feed off of that together. So it's amazing. But
yeah, but
how we met
that's
was awesome.
how we met. It was
love
really crazy. It was really crazy, and like, I don't know, it just trips me out. Like, he's like somebody completely different than I would totally date. Like, he's just a different guy because, I'm like usually attracted to the bad boys, which are never there for you and always use you and stuff like that. But when I met him, I was like, why not try to be with somebody totally different? And it's crazy because it totally worked for me, and now our love grows like every day. I love him more than I loved like anyone in my whole life. It's crazy.
Exactly, and that kind of ties exactly with that. I mean, it was it goes right with that. I mean, she just happened to really make me feel really good, like, about myself and everything like that. And there was a lot that really kind of made me feel like, hey, I'm actually loved by someone. So it's amazing.
I love you, my honey bun.
I love you too.
Those chubby munchkin cheeks.
Oh my God! Don't tell me about my fat. Not on not on here.
Your chubby munchkin cheeks. Why would I tell you you're fat? Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just trying to make it funny. Yeah, guys, we just wanted to kind of this is something that
We just want
my
to share
family
our love story.
my family
and,
does, and so my wife was she has a lot of people that that follow her, so
I do follow me,
awesome.
and then on TikTok I have almost 5,000 fans already, and I have 44,000 likes on my TikTok. So, I mean, come follow me on YouTube and watch my TikTok videos. And if you want to see more about me and Michael or me and the kids, just follow us and give us a thumbs up. And we just want to share our lives with you. And we want to know more about you too. So let us know. Give us a thumbs up. Bye, guys.
See y'all.